Hello everybody, this is Everyday Shenanigans. I'm at the scene of a gruesome crime that took place over a year ago, and if you need verification for the information, WVLT is the source. Disturbing details revealed in murder trial of couple accused of killing dismembering Oak Ridge woman. A couple accused of first-degree murder in the death of an Oak Ridge woman found dismembered in a home in August 2020 appeared in court for preliminary hearing Friday, and this content was uploaded March 5th, 2021. According to Oak Ridge Police, 52-year-old Sean Finnegan and his girlfriend, 22-year-old Rebecca Dishman, have been identified as suspects. The two suspects met over social media in 2019, according to officials. Oak Ridge Police Department Sergeant Marvell Moore was the first witness called to the stand. Moore recalled being called on August 5, 2020 to investigate an incident in which a female was murdered. Moore said during the interview, Dishman admitted that Finnegan brought 36-year-old Jennifer Paxton to their home. According to Moore, Finnegan brought Paxton to his home and told Dishman that Paxton would be staying with them for a while. Finnegan said Paxton was homeless and needed a place to live. Investigators said shortly after Finnegan told Dishman to go to the top of the stairs to make sure his mother, who also lived in the home, didn't come down the stairs. Dishman told Moore she then heard a loud scream from Paxton and ran back downstairs. Dishman said she witnessed Finnegan hitting Paxton over the head repeatedly with a baseball bat in the kitchen of the apartment. Dishman said she was instructed by Finnegan to clean up the blood. Finnegan then took Paxton up the stairs and took her into the bathroom where they cleaned her up. The couple allegedly took Paxton to their bedroom where she was chained to the bed by Finnegan. Dishman said Finnegan raped Paxton repeatedly. Dishman also revealed that she participated in the sexual assault. Paxton was allegedly kept in the home for a period of 3 to 4 days, according to Moore. She was given food but restricted from leaving the room. Paxton was forced to use the bathroom in a bucket, investigators said. During the 3 to 4 day period, Paxton's health began to deteriorate. Dishman told investigators Finnegan said if her condition continued to worsen, they would have to make a decision about killing Paxton. On the day of the murder, Sergeant Moore said Dishman admitted she and Finnegan unchained Paxton and took her to the bathroom where she was given a shower. Paxton was then taken back to the bedroom where she was instructed to lay face down before Finnegan took a shoestring and strangled Paxton to death. Dishman said blood was coming from Paxton's mouth and Finnegan forced her to watch the incident. Paxton was then wrapped in plastic garbage bags and placed in a stand-up freezer, according to Dishman. Investigators said because Paxton was so tall, her neck and other bones were broken to fit her in the freezer. Dishman also said Paxton's nose and nipple were cut from her body by Finnegan. The Knoxville Police Department was able to identify Paxton as the victim after Dishman gave investigators a description, which police ran through the Knoxville Missing Persons reports. Dishman alerted authorities to the incident and told them Paxton's body could be found in the freezer of the home on the 300 block of East Fairview Road. Officials said that when they arrived at the home to execute a search warrant, the body was not in the freezer. Finnegan told investigators he didn't know why someone would make up a lie about there being a body in his home. Moore said the home was extremely tidy and neat, but a blanket protruding from under the bed caught his attention. Moore said he pulled the blanket from under the bed and discovered a wet trash bag and Paxton's dismembered body completely nude. In a closet downstairs, Moore located chains, padlocks, and duct tape. During an interview with investigators, Finnegan admitted to knowing the body was in his home. According to Sergeant Moore, Finnegan said he met Paxton when he paid her $20 for a sexual favor. Finnegan said he had paid Paxton $100 to come to his home and participate in sexual relations with him and his girlfriend. Finnegan said after the three engaged in sexual activity, he went to take a shower, and when he returned, he found Dishman downstairs with Paxton, who was bleeding. Finnegan said the two then Paxton upstairs and chained her to the bed. Finnegan said he panicked and put Paxton's body in the freezer sometime after Christmas. Police discovered the body in August of 2020. Officials said Finnegan and Dishman admitted to being responsible for the crimes. According to Anderson County Sheriff's Office, Dishman and Finnegan are both facing first-degree murder, aggravated rape, aggravated kidnapping, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. WVLT is the source. I'm going to go back up and read the said information. Sorry if I'm a little bit off. To how this crime came about. So obviously, Miss Dishman, the 22-year-old, gave up this information about the body being in the house. I'm going to go back down. It says right here, the Knoxville Police Department was able to identify Paxton as the victim after Dishman gave investigators a description which police ran through the Knoxville Missing Persons reports. Dishman alerted authorities to the incident and told them Paxton's body could be found in the freezer of the home on the 300 block of East Fairview Road. And when they arrived at the home to execute a search warrant, the body was not in the freezer. Finnegan told investigators he didn't know why somebody would make up this story. That is the said address. I'm going to give you an aerial view of this said place. Very quiet street here in the secret city Oak Ridge, Tennessee. For those of you who are not familiar with this area, it's a government town, small town. A lot of people come here from all over the world to work. The Oak Ridge National Lab is here. The Y-12 security plant is here. This is the town where the first bomb was built, for those who are not familiar with Oak Ridge, Tennessee. You will hear some dogs barking. I'm going to try to be very brief in my commentary because you don't know what can jump off while you're walking around. 318 is the location of the said grisly crime where they kept this lady for days until her death and then stored her in an upright freezer. That's the said information. This is a duplex that houses 4 apartments, one on each end, which houses a 1-bedroom, and then 2-bedroom apartments on the inside. I'll let you go on. Thank you. Letting somebody pass by with their dog. That's the said information. I'm not going to have anybody on camera while I'm filming. Okay. It's a very quiet street. Not a lot happening, going on. Very quiet. Those are the numbers on the building. 318 is where the alleged crime took place, where the lady was found in a freezer first stored in the freezer, then found under the bed when they came with the search warrant. This is the back of the said property. As you can see, there are 1-bedroom units on each end of the building. This is a private drive that can go to the back of the house. I do see a door open of that said location where the crime took place. We're not going to get too close. We don't want any problems. But this is what the property looks like. This door right here, where the blue trash can sits, that would be 318. And then the next door would be the next apartment that's open. And then 320 will be the end apartment, which houses a 1-bedroom as well. So the 2 adjoining doors, the 2 doors in the middle, houses 2 bedrooms, allegedly. Right where you see the grill is where the crime took place. Quiet street this is. Sad. Very sad. As you see, a very quiet area. Very quiet. This is where the crime took place. So now the information is that she met him online in 19. A sexual act ensued for her to get to this place. She was homeless, needed a place to live. Allegedly, he paid her $20 and then paid her another $100 to come engage in sexual activity with his girlfriend. Who knows what happened in that said apartment? Who knows what was said and not said? Because you always have to remember about a story. You can't believe things that come from people who are violent, narcissists, liars, sociopaths, psychopaths. They'll tell you anything. They'll tell the public anything. They'll tell the detectives anything. We don't really know what happened. But that second door is their back door, 318. Then I'm going to walk. I'll put the camera down so as not to show people, tags and things. Try to be respectful. Well, this is a quiet street. It runs in a circle. Quiet street in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. This is the said location of the crime, where this lady came to live with these people, a 52-year-old man and a 22-year-old, and something jumped off to where allegedly she was beat to death in a kitchen. We'll never know what really happened with her, but it's sad. Allegedly, she had 6 or 7 kids. I don't know where they were at the time that she came to live here with this man, but the sick part is that this happened around the holidays, December. I believe that would have been 19. So someone said they did hear a scream, but they didn't get up to see where it was coming from. Perhaps it was her in there, beating, banging, trying to get help. Was the girl jealous of her, him bringing this other woman in the house to stay? Were there words ensued? Or did he go pick her up because he wanted a victim? He wanted to have some playtime with a human being. What is the truth? 318 is the location of this said information. You see your dogs barking. That's the said house. The House of Horrors in a small town, East Tennessee, where they brought a woman in and brutally murdered her and kept her captive from December 19 up until the day Dismembered called the authorities to tell him she was inside, indeed, stored in that upright freezer. So what we have to ask ourselves is, why would she wait that long to report the woman missing? Is it because she left his house that summer and decided Oh, I have a change of heart. I'll go ahead and tell everybody there's a dead woman in there. Then we have to ask ourselves also, did they have a car? Why did they keep her in there dead from December 19 up until August of 2020? What is the truth about this woman? And why did they leave her in this said location for this period of time? It's very strange. Very strange. To have somebody in this house this long, in a freezer, upright. See, they said her neck got broke because she was too tall to fit in the freezer. Ripped off her nipple. Cruel. And allegedly, Miss Dishman, 22, engaged in sexual activity with the woman. Allegedly raped her as well. And the dismemberment, the torture of the lady's body. And possibly, she helped with the dismemberment of the woman. And the woman was found under the bed in a trash bag, dismembered. Can you imagine walking into that scene, going up those stairs, going in that room, pulling the cover out, and spotting somebody in a plastic bag, cut up? Can't get any worse than that. It definitely can't get any worse than that. This is the quiet street. As you see, a very quiet area. Not trying to show too much, as to not, show people's private business. But this is a sad situation of a 52-year-old man hooking up with a 22-year-old woman. Both of them getting cahoots to lure this woman back to this house, this property, and then murder her, torture her, murder her, leave her in a freezer from December 19 to August 20, 2020. And Miss Dishman decides she wants to get a change of heart and admit and tell the police that there's a woman in there. Why did you wait so long? From December 19th to 2020. This makes no logical sense to do something like this. Absolutely horrendous to wait that long to say that there was a body inside of this house. And that leads us to think he didn't have a car, because why didn't he take her and dispose of her body? You have to ask those questions. Why did they do it? Why did they leave her in that long? Why did this girl have a change of heart from December to August 2020 and let it be known that the woman was in there? Well, they're both in jail, facing numerous charges. Numerous charges. And that's the sad information. I think I'm going to pull it up right here. First degree murder, aggravated rape, aggravated kidnapping, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. This is sad and sick. And this is the building. Dilapidated, rundown duplex that should be torn down. And nobody should even be living in the said apartment, because a woman was brutally held captive in there, kidnapped, against her will, tortured, and brutally murdered. Body parts torn off of her and kept in an upright freezer. For what reason? What logical reason would you have to do this to a human being? And this is right here in East Tennessee. Very small town, government town, Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Brutality took place here. I did talk to the young lady that lived next door, 316, a year or so ago. And she basically said she did hear banging, but she didn't complain. She didn't call the landlord, and she didn't call the police. So now imagine, while that girl was sitting in that apartment, hearing that banging going on around December of 19, that lady was fighting for her life, wishing somebody would have aided her, came to her rescue, saved her. But instead, the lady didn't pay attention. In the neighboring house, someone said they did hear screaming around Christmas time, but they didn't pay any attention and didn't get up. Imagine had somebody got up and just listened and perhaps walked outside and heard her hollering or screaming. They could have at least called 911, and perhaps this poor soul would be alive today. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. If you see something, say something. I understand people don't like getting involved, but now we have a woman who is no longer alive. And there's also alleged kidnapping that took place in Blount County, Tennessee, pertaining to Mr. Finnegan, where a woman was able to escape his home only because she pled for her life, saying she had a small son that she had to get home to. And he lured her to his house under the same guise as what he did to this lady here. And fortunately, this lady was able to escape with her life. But there are no records in the Blount County system that he kidnapped her and held her against her will. So what's going on with the judicial system? She filed a report in Knoxville, Tennessee. So Blount County, why don't you have a report of this alleged kidnapping of this lady? Because perhaps had you all done something about that situation, then this lady would still be alive. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you.